Are you confused on which movie you need to watch next? Did the last movie you watched make you go, eh? Is every day a torturous hell where the seconds and the minutes and the hours are melding together to create one single void where we have nothing, no pain, no happiness, only darkness? Well, I can't help you with that last one. But I can recommend some movies. So I watched the movies which released this week so that you technically don't have to. And I'm here to tell you whether you should watch that movie, whether you should definitely not watch that movie, and which movie you can watch instead. So I mainly watched two movies this week. The worldwide release of The Tomorrow War. Very creative title.
We are fighting a war 30 years in the future.
Is this a joke?
The Tomorrow War, starring Chris Pratt as Chris Pratt. But he has a daughter this time and he really loves his family. Wait a minute. I love my family. Oh my god, this guy is so relatable. I can have a beer with Tomorrow War is a sci-fi action movie where future humans come from 30 years from the future. Hey, in the future there's this really powerful alien race of flying squirrels apparently that's going to completely wipe out humanity, and the only solution is to not find out where they came from using time travel technology and to solve that problem before it starts, but it is to recruit soldiers from the past for the future. They have already wiped out most of humanity in the future, and the solution to that is, hey, let's throw more soldiers at it. Okay, I guess. But the movie is set only 30 years into the future. It's because Chris Pratt has a very young daughter, and then he can go to the future and have this sort of father-daughter relationship kind of with his adult daughter. While Chris Pratt is a very likable guy, I don't think he can do romance very good. I can describe this movie in one single word, and that word is generic. If you have seen one sci-fi action film with aliens, you've already seen this movie. The story is just, it's there. For some reason, if you do care about the plot of this movie, I'm going to get into spoilers, I guess. So skip to this point in the video if you don't want to listen to the spoilers for Tomorrow War. The entire plot about them coming up with this new chemical to destroy the aliens, that goes nowhere. Towards the end, they just go blow up the aliens. That's also, I don't know if they're ripping off Interstellar, but Chris Pratt's daughter has this abandonment issue that, you know, her father abandoned her to go fight the aliens in the future. And so the adult daughter's like, yeah, I don't trust you. And then Chris Pratt's like, no, please trust me. And then towards the end, like, you know, while the daughter is falling in slow motion towards a huge swarm of aliens, Chris Pratt dives in after her, also in slow motion, to try and rescue her. Except even if he did catch her, he's still just going to fall into the group of aliens and they both would have died. And that was doubly dumb because Chris Pratt had basically the cure to the alien menace. So why would he sacrifice himself? Whatever, this movie does not require any discussion. If you watch the movie, you're going to forget it while you're watching the movie, not even after you watch the movie. But hey, super ripped J.K. Simmons is in this movie. Would I recommend this movie? Go watch Edge of Tomorrow instead, or Live, Die, Repeat, whatever. It's streaming on Netflix. It's not the perfect movie, but it's a much more entertaining movie. The last 1/3 is like but then the entire movie is a pretty fun premise. And you know, Tom Cruise. So the second movie which I watched is Jude Anthony Joseph's Saras.
എനിക്ക് പ്രസവിക്കണ്ട.
എന്നതാ നീ പറഞ്ഞത്?
മോളെ പൊളിറ്റിക്കൽ കറക്റ്റ്നസ് സാധനമുണ്ട്. പിള്ളേർ വട്ടമിട്ട് അങ്ങ് പിടിക്കും.
Before we continue, let's take a moment to appreciate the fact that this male director made 3 movies and all 3 of them were females. And Om Shanti Oshana was fantastic. Muttashik Gada was a movie which exists. And Saras is somewhere in between these two. So the overall plot of Saras is that Anna Ben is someone who doesn't want children, but then she still lives in India, so Indian society is after her. and the conflict that ensues. How many cliches does this movie have? Yes. And this movie is also very awkwardly paced. Like the first act, when Anna Bain's character meets Sunny Wayne's character, it kind of takes forever to happen. Also, I like the central conflict of the movie, but not how it was executed. And finally, we conclude on the message which this movie is trying to give. Now, I can't explain more without getting into spoilers. So these are the plot beats of the movie. Sunny Wayne and Anna Bain meet. Then 17 hours of nothing happens. They get married. She gets accidentally pregnant. Conflict ensues because Anna Bain wants to focus on her own career of being a filmmaker, whereas literally every other human being on earth wants her to have the child. And the movie ends with her choosing her career instead of being a mother. A lot of people did not like that. Like they're saying this is a horrible message to give out to women. Are you saying abortion is okay? Are you saying female infanticide is okay? Are you saying genocide is okay? Now this is only one extreme of the response to this movie. The other extreme is people who are saying like, my god, fantastic, best mind-blowing movie ever, 10 out of 10. The correct answer is somewhere in between. This movie you can watch once. You will be entertained for about 60% of the movie. Like the message in this movie is not at all subtle. It's for the mass audience. After the movie, I had a headache because of how many times the movie was hitting me on the head with the message. But even though I'm mostly being negative about this movie, I would still recommend this movie. It is a good one-time watch. Anna Bain is adorable as always. Sunny Wayne is just the Chad. And all the other supporting cast and characters do their job adequately. The additional reason why I would recommend this movie is so that you can support Jude Anthony Joseph, because that guy is genuinely trying to do something different.
Okay, like
12 വർഷത്തെ എന്റെ സിനിമാ ജീവിതത്തിൽ ഇതുപോലൊരു കഥ ഞാൻ കേട്ടിട്ടില്ല. സന്തോഷായോ?
തുള്ളിക്കളിക്കുന്ന കുഞ്ഞിപ്പുഴു, തുള്ളിക്കളിക്കുന്ന കുഞ്ഞിപ്പുഴു, തുള്ളിക്കളിക്കുന്ന കുഞ്ഞിപ്പുഴു, തുള്ളിക്കളിക്കുന്ന കുഞ്ഞിപ്പുഴു.
So apart from these, I watched a few trailers as well. One of them being Demon Slayer, the entertainment arc district. Those of you who have no idea what Demon Slayer is, it is one of the anime of this generation. I would definitely recommend Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie, The Dawn of the Mugen Train. So if you want to watch the series, you can start from that movie. You might miss out on a lot of world building and a lot of character development, but it's fine. Another trailer which I saw was for the new He-Man show on Netflix called Masters of the Universe, Revelation. Why are they doing this thing? It looks like a sequel to the overall He-Man story, but what I am most interested for is Mark Hamill playing Skeletor. Because Skeletor was definitely the most interesting part of the He-Man series.
They're gone! But where? How?
It's the sorceress, you boob! Well, she won't cheat me of this victory.
So unless this show does not have Mark Hamill calling someone a boob, I am not interested. The last trailer which I saw was for Marvel's What If series. As in, what if Killmonger saved Tony Stark from that initial explosion? What if Peggy Carter was the new Captain America? What if T'Challa was working with Yondu instead of Peter Quill, but he still somehow has his Wakandan accent?
you had me worried for a second.
A lot of nonsense to look forward to, including the F9 movie which will release in India in August. As you all know, F9 is the 17,000th installment of the Fast and Furious franchise. But this one looks particularly dumber than the others. Like until now, Dom had a secret brother.
His name is John C.
You notice like how that joke was like loud and obnoxious, and it's like a very overused joke. That's what it feels like with the Fast and Furious series. So that's it for this week. If you have any recommendations or if you have any interesting trailers which you notice, put it down in the comments so that we can all have a very civilized discussion about it. But I will check out all the new nonsense which is going to come out this week and get back to you next week. Until then, this is Vinay Menon versus Movies, where I watch the dumb movies so that you don't have to.